Building the best AP lineup in Madden 23. So we're back here with another lineup update. Today we're going to be making another ability lineup, especially because the AP cap did just get decreased to 6 AP. I felt like this was a good time to update this video. So we're going to get to start right here with the offensive skill positions. At quarterback should be no surprise. You're going to want the quad stack for 2 AP. But if you can't afford Rodgers, like Rodgers' price is probably going to skyrocket, but he's the only QB in the game to get a quad stack for 2 AP with like the velocity ability, gunslinger, fearless, and Howard Master. So A-Rod should be your QB in a dream world. And I do want y'all down below in the comments. Let me know what you think about the AP update. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. Now at running back right here, this is actually what I like. I really can't justify spending AP for the AKA X Factor. I guess if you're a runner, you can. But I feel like the run game as a whole got like even worse. At running back for me, I'm still going Gus the Bus, but I'm not necessarily picking Gus the Bus because of the fact that he gets the Freight Train X Factor. I like Backfield Master and Bruiser for 0 AP. I feel like that is a really good ability stack. You could go Barry right here. You could go Josh Jacobs or just any running back that can get 2 0 AP abilities. It's just Gus the Bus is my personal favorite. Now at wide receivers right here, I think a lot of it stays the same. So at wide receiver 1 for me, it is going to be Randy Moss. Randy Moss can get short in, deep out, and short out for 1 AP. And at wide receiver 2, I think the thing that stays the same is CD Lamb. CD Lamb right here. Again, short in, short out. Now, wide receiver 3, I think you have options because you're going to be spending 1 AP right here no matter what. The person that I'm going to go, though, is Amon-Ra St. Brown still. Amon-Ra can get the same ability stack as Randy Moss. So right now, we're spending 3 AP on our skill positions. Tight end is another spot where I am spending AP. I am still going to go Tony G, though. So he can get short in and red zone threat for 0 AP. You don't necessarily have to spend anything with that. You could go a matchup nightmare, but for me, I'm just going to hold out and not spend AP on the tight end. Now we're going to talk about offensive line. This is something that I do think changes a lot. Here's what I'm doing on offensive line, getting as many secure pros for 0 as possible. So you don't necessarily have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to go Paris Johnson. I'm going to get Ryan Ramczyk right here. And then guards, we're going to turn natural position off because I still want like John Madden. And I also want Darnell Wright at a guard as well. And again, this is just all 0 AP secure pros. You don't have to copy the exact players, but we're really just talking about abilities. So bam, right here. And again, you don't have to copy this like exactly. I am playing people out of position though on my offensive line. And this is just essentially secure pro for 0 everywhere on the offensive line. And you still have 3 AP to spend. So on offense right here, let's talk about the AP, where we're spending, how it's looking. So at quarterback, obviously we have 2 AP on Aaron Rodgers. That is 2 out of the 6 AP. We then have 0 AP on the running back. We have 1 AP on Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1 AP on Randy Moss. In total, that is 4 AP. On the offensive line right now, we have 0 AP. And on the tight end, we have 0 AP as well. So what are we doing with the other 2 AP? In my opinion, this is what I want. I want threat detector on John Madden, 5 out of 6, and then an identifier for 1 AP as well. You can run it on Ryan Ramczyk, and that's how I'm making up my AP. We still have receivers that can get open everywhere, and we have the offensive line where we won't get insta-shedded. We're missing abilities like post up and nasty streak. Again, that's just kind of like the give and take with the new AP update. So yeah, that's how I'm spending my 6 AP on offense. I could potentially see you maybe not running Amon-Ra St. Brown, just going a short in, short out receiver right here that you do think is better, but I believe this is the best way to get the most amount of abilities on the field. And also someone that didn't make the cut that was my best left guard for a while was Joel Bitonio, given the fact that you could run a post up nasty streak and also a secure pro for 1 AP total. And I mean, you could still do that, but again, I think the threat detector and also the identifier, having that on the offensive line is also really, really huge. So for me, he just didn't make the cut, and I'm rocking 0 AP secure pros on the offensive line, is identifier and threat detector for the remaining 2 AP. Now, say hypothetically you can't afford A-Rod and you're rocking quad stack for 3 AP, then I would just get rid of the identifier. I would still keep the threat detector, and say hypothetically you don't have a 3 AP quad stack quarterback, you have a 4 AP quad stack quarterback. I would then just not run threat detector and identifier. Maybe again you take out like a short out, which, oh man, if you got to take out a short out, that is really, really rough. But yeah, this is what I'm thinking for the offensive side of the ball. Now the defensive side of the ball is where things get super, super, super interesting. So you can go a couple different ways with this. In my opinion, I was already kind of, I don't want to say I was off a pick artist, but I'm just full sending the KOs. Again, on defense, I think it comes down to KOs or pick artists. And obviously you can do things where you get like a 0 AP pick artist, 1 AP KO. But in my opinion, again, I am going full send KOs. So What does that mean? What changes? What are we doing on the defense side of the ball? So I also think pass rushers change a little bit as well. I know on this team, we were able to get secure pros everywhere. I think there is really good justification to still run unstoppable forces. I think there is. 2 out of your 4 AP though is really tough if you're wanting to run KOs. But to me, the ability that really gets like pretty good value now is 0 AP double or nothing. So I'm going to build a defensive line just full of 0 AP double or nothing players. So we're going to go Jason Taylor at right in. At left in right here, we can go Reggie White or Michael Strahan. It really doesn't matter. Again, I'm just building a defensive line full of 0 AP Don players. And I'm going to try to build the best one possible. So we're also going to have LT right here as an edge rusher. And finally, we can also just go like Reggie White right here too. And we could play Reggie White at DT. And these are the 4 defensive linemen I would get. Again, I want 0 AP Don on every single one of my pass rushers now. You were probably already doing this. I think this ability does get better given like offensive linemen. Like a lot of people may not be running 5 secure protectors. They might not. Now these are our pass rushers right here, and you could potentially only need 3 of them, especially if you're in a dollar-based defense. So what we're going to do now is get like the filler players out of the way. These players, in my opinion, are 0 AP pick artist players, whether you want to run dollar or you want to run like safeties in the box as well. That's going to be our CB 4 and 5. So these players are just 0 AP pick artist players. Like they can literally be anyone. Like we can say Jack Rabbit, and also we could go someone like, I don't know, like Roger McCreary. They're just like 2 0 AP pick artist players, and the same thing for backup free safety and strong safety. Like we could go Antonio Winfield, and it should probably be Palomal. These players aren't like player specific. Again, we're just talking about abilities, just 0 AP pick artists. These 2 players right here are going to be your sub linebackers as well. Your users, I think middle linebackers got extremely nerfed, and that might not be the best way to put it, but I think they got a lot worse. There was AP to go around where you could get Lurker and you could get like, I don't know, a KO, something on top of that. Like the only usable one I think is Patrick Willis now, and maybe Harold Carmichael, backer baller. But yeah, this is the base defense right here. Again, we have 4 0 AP Don. We have 0 AP pick artists in these plays right here. Now, this is where it depends. Do you run man or do you run zone? Because you could build like 3 corners with every KO, like man KO or zone KO for 6 AP. And again, that's all your AP. We're going to build a man coverage lineup first, a zone coverage lineup, and then what I am actually going to run. So the cornerbacks you're going to want are people that get 0 AP KOs. I think Dion is a must no matter what. Medium route KO, deep route KO, and pick artist for 1 is what I would run on him. I'm going to say just not really run like the flat zone or the short route KOs. If you're going to live with something, live with the check down, right? So that's what I'm going to run on Dion. And this actually, again, this changes a lot because I'm not really running like Pat Pete anymore. I'm not. The reason why I was running Pat Pete was because I was comfortable spending 4 AP on him. Who I'm running now is someone like the rookie CBs, who I am extremely high on. I am running people like Walter Payton, Deontay Banks, Emmanuel Forbes, Christian Gonzalez. Honestly, these 4 cards could all be on your team. And I'm just going to go over the rookies. I'll probably say Emmanuel Forbes for sure for 1. Again, get 0 AP deep route KO, and again, can get 1 AP medium route KO. And then also, again, right here, you could choose Deontay Banks or Christian Gonzalez. I think both of them are great. I'll just go Christian Gonzalez right here. Again, another 0 AP deep route KO player, and again, can get 1 AP medium route KO. So we're spending 1 AP on all of our CBs right now. Now, over the top safeties, this is where it depends, like in a dollar setting, right? This player right here should probably go to safety. Let's say you're running like nickel normal or like B-Nog and you're still wanting to run man coverage. This time we're turning natural position off. And I did actually make a mistake at our backup free safety right here. We should go Kevin Byard, 2 0 AP abilities. That is really huge. But for our starting free safety, I'm playing a corner here. Again, that's how important I think the discounted KOs are. And again, we're going the rookies. We're going the rookies and also Walter Payton. Deontay Banks, again, another 0 AP deep route KO player. And finally right here at strong safety, we are going to go ahead and again turn the natural position off, and we're going to go ahead and get Walter Payton. He is someone that gets 0 AP medium route KO, but again, you can go ahead and run deep route KO for 1 on him. And in total right now, you're spending 1 AP on everyone in your secondary, and you still have 1 AP to play with, which is really nice. And you could potentially go like a short out KO on someone. This is what I'm going to do with my man coverage lineup. Now, let's say you're running zone. If you're running zone, again, this is what this changes. I would still keep Dion, and we're pretty much following the same exact formula, right? Dion gets a discounted zone KO mid zone, and then he can get deep out zone KO for 1 AP. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for on every single player with the zone coverage lineup. So right here, we can go Richard Sherman, who does get discounted deep out zone KO, and again, we can run mid zone on him for 1 AP, and we can also do the same thing with Devin Witherspoon as well. And then at safety, guess what? We're doing the same exact thing like Charles Woodson, and also of course we can run Trey White as well. So all these players get discounted zone KOs, and again, you can spend 5 AP for deep out zone KO and mid zone KO. Now I do just want to say once again, I am not too worried about not getting pick artists. Now the lineup that I am going to run is like a hybrid. For my top safeties, I want people in man coverage. So for me, this would be like the rookie CBs, like Walter Payton and like Deonte Banks and them. Not really going to be running a ton of zone with them. So my top 2 safeties are going to be man coverage people, but my outside CBs right here are going to be hybrid. Like I want deep out zone KO and deep route KO. So someone like Richard Sherman as well right here makes a ton of sense for my lineup. And honestly, Dion probably gets the boot, and I go someone like Devin Witherspoon or Charles Woodson as well. And then in the slot right here, if I'm not running dollar, I would get another man guy. So we'll just go Christian Gonzalez right here. This is probably the team I am going to build right here. Again, Downs on the defensive line, man coverage, top safeties, hybrid outside CBs, and then someone in the box like Palomau with man KOs, or again, like a nickel normal type of defense where I have Christian Gonzalez where he can be manned up in the slot. If you're slightly worried about the run game as well, 2 people I'd have in the lineup, and honestly, for sure, John Madden. This John Madden card, I just swear he's like the best. 0 AP inside stuff on him. He's great. And we'll actually take Reggie White out the lineup, and we also want to get Derek Brown. I feel like these 2 should be the ones in the middle. Derek Brown, why he's so good, 0 AP Don and 0 AP inside stuff combo together. I feel like he is by far and away best defensive tackle now, and I feel like he's going to be needed on the team. So yeah, I did want to cover him as well. And someone we didn't cover like Kendall Fuller, 0 AP Pickard, 0 AP Acro. I feel like he loses value because you can't really get like the KOs on top. I mean, I guess you can, but I like these guys value a little bit more. On defense, definitely a little bit of a mix up with like the 0 AP KO people. But yeah, this is the lineup that I'm thinking. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I still think you can get a lot of abilities on the field. I think you'll see a lot less of these, the AKA X factors, which I think is a major W, or at least I hope so, right? People may still be able to justify running them. But yeah, yo, this is the lineup that I built. Hopefully I was able to help you guys maybe think of a different type of lineup. Let me know if you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with the best cards in Madden 23. Now, if you want to see me use some of these cards live, play with the lineup just like this live, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. We've been grinding the streams over there, so I would greatly appreciate that. Now, if you don't feel like heading over to Twitch and you want another video to watch, check this one out right here. I used these rookie CBs right here, and they were absolutely insane.